Anyway,
So Tilt toggles the transitions on and off, but there's no way to tell. You'll just know that it's not transitioning.
I had to go because I already canceled. Pero más porque no me parece que
Hi, Michelle.
I'm
Morning.
not sure if you have this ability. Okay, because you can get money.
Good morning. Good morning.
You can get.
Yeah, let's just leave it like that. So it would be boom, Sosa,
are doing a test on audio, and we want to know what it sounds like and make sure it sounds good for the audience online. And I don't know if Carwood can hear me. Good job.
camera. You're beautiful today, though. All right. You ready? All right. I'm going to hold this and explain it in a minute. But first and foremost, good morning. Good morning. I believe this is our first one since the new year. So happy 2020. And that, hence, is why I'm holding the cup, because we're going to have a little activity to start with. So did everyone have a great holiday?
Yes.
Just yes? Not. That's better. Thank you. Okay, so to start with, what I would like you to do is imagine this. I had full intentions of bringing this bottle of, and I want you to envision it. I have a bottle of green juice in our refrigerator. Because I don't know about you, but does everybody, we have a family tradition of on New Year's Day, we always have black-eyed peas and rice and onions, and we make our resolutions. Like, what are we going to try and do for the new year? So Stephen and I always do this, and we've incorporated our son, and my mother does it with us. So this year, we have this green juice, and our intent was we are going to be healthy. We're going to be a healthier family, and we're going to drink this green juice every morning. So I want you to envision this cup as a bottle of green juice, because I was going to grab the green juice that's in our refrigerator and bring it, because that green juice is still in our refrigerator from December 30th, and it still has the wrapper around it. So that green juice isn't going very well for us. Hence, our New Year's resolution obviously isn't going as well as we had anticipated. So what I'd like you to do is turn to a neighbor or turn to somebody that maybe you don't have the opportunity to speak to. Talk about is New Year's resolution something you ever do? Is it something that's part of what your celebratory day of New Year's Day? And if so, did you make one? And at day 22, how are you doing? Are you doing as well as the Ibarras, who at day 22 haven't even taken the wrapper off the green juice? Or are you doing better? So let's take 3 minutes, turn to a partner, and just kind of talk about that. Did you read too?
More doable.
Really helpful. I mean, if you think about it, just being as sweet as your life, that's not bad advice. Yes. Yes. And you should do caffeine.
But that's so I keep yesterday.
So weekends with them. And when you can have something really goodness, well, that's even nicer. We still don't have them.
Okay. So, almost dropped the green juice, you see? Anybody want to share? And share for yourself. Don't share your partner, because this one's a little bit personal. So if someone shared with you, they might not want theirs. But anybody want to share about their green juice? Go for it. Come on, up here.
Okay.
Nice and loud.
Nice and loud.
Hi, Ariana, work for Innovation Learner Engagement, and not necessarily New Year's resolution, but the timing just worked out. Just taking better care of my mental health for myself and my family.
Ah. I need to spend some time with Ariana and figure that out. So, well, thank you guys. Thank you for indulging. It's always fun because I recognize that sometimes that's not a tradition in everybody's household. It's one that's become very personal for us, and we enjoy it. Granted, we don't always do well with it, but we still have fun with it. So today we're going to go over our board. We had a board meeting last night. Actually, a really full one, but with some good, really neat topics and some different topics than are normal. So we're going to go through them today. Dr. Hansen's going to go over the first two things, and then Dan Sosa's going to come up, and then I'll end with the end. So as you're sitting there, if you have questions, I want you to think about a question, because at the very end, we are going to have some opportunity to have some people ask some questions of us. And you have Dr. Hansen. I mean, this is an awesome opportunity. You've got Dr. Hansen, and you've got me from personnel. We've got the juicy stuff. You want to corner us. So with that being said, Dr. Hansen.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I guess I didn't take this. I'm sorry.
Oh, you didn't.
So it's good to be here. I shouldn't be here, but I just said I'm going to show up. I think I missed November. I think I missed December. I haven't seen this group for a long time. I apologize. It seems like any given morning I can be 3 different places at the same time. And today we have 3 board members, we have cabinet, we have directors walking classrooms at Miller Middle School. They call them calibration walks. So I thought, I'm going to go be with the circle meeting. I just have been gone 2 months, so I apologize. And so I chose to be here. But guess what? I already broke my New Year's resolution, too. Like most of you, I decided this year I'm going to eat better as far as not as much sweets. Because every night for me has been a bowl of ice cream or a candy bar or a sweet roll or cookies or I've been blessed that I can eat that way and not worry about it. I decided to start worrying about it for a variety of reasons. And so I set my New Year's resolution. And I did really well. And it was going to be 1 day a month of sugar, sweets. And I used that day like on January the 12th. Is that Veterans Day? Not Veterans Day. Was that... No, it was just last week, wasn't it? What is today? I used it last week. What was last week? Huh? I used it last week. Whatever day that was. I'm all mixed up in my head. I used it. I went and got a big frozen custard and some cinnamon rolls and just really enjoyed it. Went to the movies it was a couple weekends ago. Well, I was doing really well. And then my workout buddy of all people, Kyle, called me or texted me Saturday night and said, "Hey, you still awake?" And it's like at 10 o'clock. I'm like, "Yeah." He says, "I'll be right over." I thought, what's he doing at 10 o'clock at night? Well, he and his wife, Kim, brought over a big plate of chocolate chip cookies. I'm like, I hadn't told him what the goal was. So put it in the cookie container. It has a glass top and stuff, and I didn't touch it Saturday. Well, then Sunday, I find myself all alone at home. My wife's gone. My boy's gone. Those cookies, they're there calling me. And before I knew it, big old glass of milk. I knew what I was doing, but I took, I'll just have one cookie. It turned into 2 cookies. It turned into 3 cookies. It actually turned into 4 cookies. So I'm like, So now I'm feeling a little guilty. I tell my wife, I already messed it up. And she said, well, Dave, change your goal. I'm like, well, you can do that? Yeah, change your goal. I said, what should it be? How about you do 1 dessert a week versus a month? I'm like, oh, I can do that. So I started again this week. What's today, Wednesday? Yeah, no sugar yet. I'm going to save that for the weekend. So yeah, I messed up on my New Year's resolution, but readjusted. So anyway, didn't mean to start rambling, but I thought I showed up, might as well confess to you all, right? As Kylie said, board meeting last night, we had our annual financial report. It's really the annual audit. Every year, school districts need to have an independent auditor, a group come in and they spend a week and they do interviews, they look at books, they spend time. And they came and the auditor gave a report last night, and it was really good. We have no exceptions, no findings on the audit. There's some comments and some better practices that we need to do, and it happens every year in this area, but the list has gone from 2 pages to just a few bullets, and it's ASB budgets at schools, the Associated Student Body budget. So many different people are touching that money, club advisors, coaches, bookkeepers. And while we didn't have any exceptions, they're still seeing things that we needed to do to clean that up. Other than that, it was a clean audit, and they complimented the district, saying you had some good checks and balances in place. Everything's lining up, and so that was always a positive report. Something else that is exciting for us is North High School's piloting for the whole district, but this was North's idea. So we really, and then I say piloting for the district, we decided to turn it into a pilot, but this is all North High School and their staff over there. They have a group of, I think, close to 20-ish plus students. They're taken back in February to go visit historically black colleges and universities. It just isn't our African American kids from North going. It's for all kids, but it's led up by their African American Parent Advisory Committee. It's led by their heritage team. It's led by their principal. And students showed up to speak last night to thank the board, because it was on the agenda last night to prove that. They just thanked the board for helping pave the way for that kind of thing. They're mostly earning their own money. There might be a little bit of support that they're getting from their principal, but they've really worked hard. So they're going to take off and do that in February and then come back and share with us. And then we started thinking, that's such a good idea. Can we duplicate it? Could we do something for all high schools? Possibly next year, so we'll have to see how that goes. We're waiting to see how it goes for North. Very grateful for North and for that team of teachers that have worked hard to pave this way. So they were there last night, and that's what the HBCU is, Historically Black Colleges, Universities. So we'll come back and give you an update with that. I'll let Kylie finish out the rest of the agenda, but it really is good to see you all. Thanks for all that you do each and every day. And it just is, 2020 is going to be a great, great year. I feel it. And there's a lot of good things starting us off in the right momentum. Despite the slip-ups on eating chocolate chip cookies, we're off to a really good start.
Thank you. But it feels good to confess. That's why I did it, is I wanted to confess to you guys so then I could say I could own it. So it feels good, that confession piece.
Or collect allies.
Yes, or collect allies, you're right. So with that, Dan, would you like to come up? Dan Sosa actually came up. Yeah, thank you. Dan Sosa, for those of you who don't know, he is Director of Assessment. RAY is what we call it, Research and Assessment. But he's going to go over our clean and accurate data. And this is an incredible initiative that has really helped and support our district. And there are just almost probably everyone in this room in some way or another touches this. So I think it'll be fascinating for you to get to hear it. So Dan, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you, Ms. Ibarra. Thank you, everybody, and welcome. Happy New Year to everybody. Happy New Year to the folks at the school sites. So this is one of those times where you get the opportunity to brag on your staff. And this was an initiative really that was started by our dear friends Chuck Salaji and Miss McKinney, Angela McKinney, when they were here. They went off and they're doing something great in retirement. We picked up the mantle and really have the opportunity to do this initiative. And really it comes down to a pretty basic concept that everything we do here in the district has to do with data somehow, right? Clean data. Making decisions and all of those things have to do with clean data. You guys up here and those of you at schools recognize these two systems, right? Aries and CalPADS. They are two huge systems that we interact with. If you really think about it, there are well over 2,000 people that interact with this system every day. Teachers take attendance, you folks use it, folks at the school sites use it. So we're focusing on helping people get better at what they do, right? Training folks to have better data. CalPADS is one of the systems. It holds so much information. I don't think a lot of people knew all the information that's in CalPADS. When students come to us brand new and we don't know what classes they've taken, we can go into CalPADS and make sure we get them the right classes. So it's really important the information that goes in is clean and accurate. We make better decisions when we have clean data. The funds that come in the district all have to do with information that comes out of those systems, all the way over to student outcomes with what we do here at the DO, what you do at the school sites to help make students be more successful, comes out of clean data. We have a fabulous team, two teams, one that focuses on CalPADS, one that focuses on Aries. That's led by Miss Diana Carruthers-Taylor, who is our manager of computer applications. They are unsung heroes in this Clean Data Initiative. We can't be prouder of the work that they do. We work with school sites and departments and other folks throughout the state of California. But this is probably the most fun slide because we offer coaching opportunities for folks that are new or not so new at their jobs, which is a brand new concept. Plus, we help with regional trainings and custom trainings. If you have a group that wants to know how to use the system better, my team will come down and be happy to develop a presentation just so that you can understand how to use the tools for your job better. Because that helps us to do things like this, which is our little piece of helping the district to be able to share all the great work that's going on with students and parents. So we were very pleased to be able to share that information. We believe that it's a big return on investment, and we're going to continue to help you and the folks at school sites do your jobs better with Aries and CalPADS. So I was pleased to be able to share that, super proud of our staff, and that was what we shared today.
All right, thank you, Dan. Does anyone have any questions for Dan while he's up here? All right. How many of you raise a hand, and out there too at the school sites, everybody will be raising the hands because they touch this, but how many of you are familiar and or know your role within the world of CalPADS, be it Aries functioning and or the other components? Yeah. Raise your hands high because I want everybody, even in this room, you see the impact, and those of you who didn't raise your hand, I bet you in some way or another, the work you do touches this. So just recognize that you all really played an integral role, and we thank you, Dan, for the role that you've been playing in really leading that team. So thank you. All right, so next we have two different pieces. As you know, we have two charter institutions that we actually are the ones that are the lead agency we oversee. And so one of them, the first one, is Encore. Encore is up for their kind of what we call their recharter. Like they have to come forward and they work with us, and we kind of say. So they're at a different point, and I'm going to share why there's two separate pieces. So we had the public hearing for Encore, where we actually have to open the hearing, and then we actually give them an opportunity to speak about what is going on in their school and why we should continue to sponsor their charter piece. And then we close the hearing, and then we come back at our next board meeting to actually take that formal vote with the board as to if we're going to continue to support them as a charter within Riverside Unified. But the second piece, as you see up here, is we had Reach and Encore both presenting their reports. Well, every year we have, and then we invite them, and they always come, and they do their report, their update. So it was kind of a double night for Encore, and that's why you see it. It was different because they're at a different phase in reauthorization versus where Reach is. Reach has the same thing. They have to go through reauthorization with us too. It's just not their year. And so with that being said, we had the public hearing to hear where Encore, listen to their data, listen to them present their full facts at a little bit longer. And then the last piece was Reach and Encore both had the opportunity to come forward to be able to share how they're doing, their data, some of their comparisons to some of our schools. And you can go online to kind of see some of those reports and see what they're doing. But they are one of the nice things to hear, some upbeats, is that Reach finally shared that they've really struggled with having a permanent location and they've finally been able to have a home. So that's a big deal for Reach. They've been a part of our district and coming for many years, and now they finally have an actual home where they're situated at that they feel really proud of. So they're working very hard to be able to, now that they are situated, to kind of get the finances, get everything else in order. But they were both great presentations. So that is one opportunity that we had, is to hear where they are, and then next time we'll get to go ahead and have Encore come back. So those were the two last pieces that we had with regards to the charter situation and our charter schools that we have authorization over. So that kind of concluded our meeting, but we want to open it up for questions. Are there any questions right now from the group? Is it 2020? We're just quiet. We're still getting back. 3-day weekends kind of throw everybody off, don't they?
Are these the two schools, Encore and Reach? Are they downtown?
Reach is downtown, and Encore, oh, let me repeat. Thank you. So the question was, are these the two schools that are downtown? And the answer would be, Reach is now situated over by, best way is it's over by North and UCR, over in that area, and Encore is downtown. Yes. Yes.
What grades is Reach now?
Reach is TK 6, and Encore is 7, 12. Good question. I'm sorry. And the question was, what grades were the two schools? Okay. All right. So, as I talked to you in the beginning, you've got to turn to your partner now and come up with one thing that you kind of learned or was a new fact for you during this circle meeting. So go ahead. We're going to take about 2 minutes. One quick thing. All right. See? When you're sharing, a minute goes pretty fast. Anyone have one thing that just was kind of like an aha to them? I heard a couple really good ones, but I'm not going to steal. Anything that was kind of new, an aha? I'm going to pick somebody. And I can't pick the audience, or I would. Anything? Any aha? What can I pick on? I've already picked on Frida. Frida, what's an aha that you came up with?
The aha that I had this morning was what HBCU stood for, and I always knew that it was Historical Black College, but I didn't know it was Historical Black College University.
That's excellent. Yeah, there's a lot of things that kind of came up last night. There was a lot of acronyms and a lot of different things. So thank you, Frida, for sharing. So with that, that is the close of our board meeting, and we have our next one coming up February 4th. So we really, truly thank you for being here, and it's, as Dr. Hansen said, 2020, we're off to a great start. And so with that, make it a great day or not. The choice is yours. So thank you.